I watched the movie the other night. I had a wild time watching it. So congrats to you all. But I'm just curious for you. I know obviously you've done horror before, but I think some of the ones you've done, they're from established properties. You like Scream, working with Mike Flanigan. Just how does something like this that is completely original compare? And, what are the benefits or challenges that come with that?
Uh, I mean, it's kind of impossible to compare those things. I mean, I think that the reason why I wanted to do this movie was because the script is amazing, and the script is
Mm,
very much the movie that you see on screen, and it was undeniable when you read it. In terms of it just very much knew what it was. It knew exactly kind of how it wanted to tackle the story it was telling. And the vision was just like very clear. And I think that a lot of a lot of projects, even franchise projects, don't have that behind them.
mm.
And I think that JT really, hit the nail on the head when he wrote this script.
And this movie, I think, is very physically demanding for both of you. Can you talk about, some of the challenges there? Because I don't think people realize how physically challenging a horror movie can be. I think everyone is running and doing all kinds of stuff the whole time.
Yeah, well, I'm an anxious person, so I love to run around. I think that I think that like the movie is very kinetic. It's like a kinetic experience to watch it. The characters all are very kinetic characters, and I think that that part of the story just kind of like supports where it ends up going. And I think that there's a lot to explore in those scenes that are just kind of more physical and less dialogue based, in terms of like how are you going to kind of like convey the character's story in this moment with your body. And it's an interesting different kind of lift than if you have a lot of dialogue that you are tied to.
And obviously there are some intimate scenes. What I'm sure you worked with an intimacy coordinator on this.
I don't want to get in trouble,
No?
but I don't think we did. I don't think we did. I mean, yeah, the way that intimacy coordinators work is that unless you're working with a studio that demands one, um,
Mm,
you generally just, you get asked separately if you want one. And if both people say that they don't, then you don't have one.
right.
And I'm pretty sure we both said we didn't. And I think that was just because sometimes they're great. Undoubtedly, intimacy coordinators can be very helpful for people. But I think we had a good rapport, a good dynamic, a solid sort of level of respect and trust in the other person,
Yeah.
and I think we felt kind of like more than capable in terms of like communicating with each other about what we felt comfortable with and what we didn't feel comfortable with.
And lastly, did you and Kyle get to bond at all over being from Scream, Scream alums, fellow Scream alums?
I don't know if we ever talked about it. We actually do have the same agent, so
Ah.
we did in fact bond about that.
All right. Well, pleasure speaking with you. I hope the movie does really well because like I said, it's wild in all the best ways.
Thank you.